Hello everybody, welcome back to Max Reviews, and I just finished watching the entire Clone Wars show, so I'm going to be ranking all 7 seasons from the worst to the best. I'm Brayden, this is Max Reviews, welcome everybody to Max Reviews, and for Clone Wars, I originally saw it I want to say 4 or 5 years ago when my dad bought me the first season, and I watched it probably about 3 times. And then I started watching the other seasons. I got around, I think, season 4 I was on, maybe season 3. Season 3, I think, actually. And then I sort of stopped, and so we're getting a bunch of Star Wars seasons this year, so I decided to go back and watch every season of Clone Wars, and then I'm going to be doing Rebels, and then at the end of the year, when whichever season comes out last, I will rank every Star Wars season ever. So, first off, we have Clone Wars. I just decided to watch these first, rewatch them, and it does get better. So, as a point of reference, some of these seasons 3 to 7, I just watched, and then I've seen season 1 quite a few times, and then seasons 2 and part of 3 I've seen a few times. So, with that said, coming in last place, 7th place here is gonna be Clone Wars Season 1. Not the greatest start to the show, I gotta say. This is the season that I've seen the most. I have it on DVD. My dad bought it for me, quite a while ago. 5 years, 4 years, something like that. But we do have a nice start with Yoda, and then we have Rising the Malevolence arc, where you have the spaceship, and then you also have the droid arc going on, and the Jar Jar thing with all that. There's a bit of a mix of everything in this season, where you have some arcs that go on for 3 episodes, and then you have good episodes like Rookies, where you got the clone cadets, and then you also have bad episodes like the droid that's replacing R2-D2. It's a nice start to be just introduced. It's way better than the actual movie, but still, this is easily the worst season. There's no big arc that really stands out here. You got a bunch of random stuff going on, and the big arcs that they do give 3 episodes to, there's always that one episode that sort of fails, like in the Malevolence, whatever it is, arc. You have the ship, but you also have Padme and C-3PO showing up, which did not work. And when you have the Jedi's crash, and there's the sort of natives that they gotta convince, that doesn't do much. And you also have them going to the snow planet, the Blue Shadow virus arc. There's a ton of arcs in here, and the Ryla stuff that I just do not care about as much. There is some good episodes in here, I will say. Some of the Blue Shadow virus stuff is fine, and then I also sort of like the Rookies episode. But other than that, this season was easily the weakest season of Clone Wars, which is sad because I still enjoyed it an okay amount while not being huge. And coming in 6th place, we have Season 3. Season 3, I think it was the most forgettable season. You do have a bit of Mandalore arcs going on. You have some stuff with finding Zero the Hutt, which was just random. You have going to the Night Sisters place and seeing Asa Ventress, and you have Savage Opress and Mother Talzin all being introduced. And then you also have that nice sort of arc with going to Mortis, and you have the brother and the sister and the father. But other than those 2 arcs, the brother, sister, father arc, and going to where the Night Sisters and Night Brothers are, it's a pretty forgettable and not so great season. And that's sort of sad because there is some stuff in here that I think is fine, but I do find it pretty forgettable, unfortunately. And I do think the Night Sisters stuff is done better in Season 5, and the Mortis stuff where Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin and Ahsoka all go to the Mortis planet with the Force users. That's really creative and cool, and I'm glad that got a longer arc. But still, there is some weaker stuff in it, with the short one-eyed guy that's rescuing rescuing people, and there's also like the Wookiee hunt, like that. It's not as good because all these elements in this season, there are some good ones, but mostly it's forgettable and not as good as I wanted it to be. But still, I could enjoy this season. It's pretty good. Next place, in 5th place here, we have season 2. I actually like season 2 a bit more than the other seasons. I don't think there's really a bad episode in this season. You have Cad Bane episodes to start it off, where he's capturing Force user kids and then also stealing from the Jedi Temple. You have the Geonosis arc, which goes for 4 episodes, I think. Wait, is it 4? Yeah, 4 episodes. And so that's a interesting arc that I think is okay because it is season 2. All the characters are a bit underdeveloped, but it's still fine. The Deserter episode where Rex goes to the clone deserted, that's a fine episode. And then you got some just smaller episodes here, like the Mandalore plot. And, well, that's a longer one, but you have smaller ones here, like the lightsaber that gets lost with Ahsoka. You have whoever's murdering senators. That's probably the worst episode in here, but I still think I would call that one a bad episode, where you got to figure out who's killing this senator. The Mandalore stuff I actually think is fine in this season. And then I really like the Zelo Beast. That's cool. And then also having Boba Fett at the end of the show trying to kill Mace Windu. That seems like the right thing to do. So I thought this was a pretty good season. It's fine. It's not as high as you probably think it is from me talking. But it is still one of the better seasons that I do enjoy quite a bit. And now in 4th place, this is hard. Season 7. Season 7 for me, I just finished watching it 2 days ago, and it's the hardest season to rank because you have these 3 4-episode arcs. The first one being The Bad Batch, which I thought that was fine. It wasn't as good as The Bad Batch, but it was fine. It was nice to get back into Clone Wars. And then you have the twins episodes, where you have these 2 twins that are just like the worst. I really did not like these episodes. This is the lower side of Clone Wars. And then you end the season on one of the highest points that Clone Wars has ever been on, with having Darth Maul and Ahsoka. And it is amazing stuff. Like, this was some of my favorite Clone Wars stuff I have ever seen. But still, what's holding it back sort of is those 4-episode arc with the twins that I did not like at all. Like, there was a few things in there, like seeing Darth Maul for a few seconds in like the second to final episode in that little arc. But other than that, this season is really, really frustrating. But I think the highs beat the low, and it does come in 4th place. But that's the problem with Clone Wars. They do have these episodes that are absolutely amazing, but they also have the episodes that are really, really bad. Before we get into our top 3, I just wanted to say, like, my favorite part of Clone Wars would be season 4 to season 6. Those were like the high points of Clone Wars. And you might disagree with me with some of this. I would imagine that you would, because every season has bad episodes. Every single season, except for, I'd say, yeah, even season 2. Every single season has a bad episode at least. And so that's sort of, it's tricky to rank these, because my favorite season does have an extremely bad episodes. But I'm going for the high highs here, and that's what I'm sort of focusing on. And this stuff does weigh some of it down, like in season 7, where 1/3 of your show is just bad episodes that I don't care about. Then it does sort of bring it down from being in that top 3, but Clone Wars, I enjoy it quite a bit. I think it's like an 8.5 out of 10. At the best, it's a 10 out of 10. At the worst, it's a 2 out of 10. So it's really all over the place with these episodes. So keep that in mind. Leave your ranking down below. And coming in 3rd place here is going to be Season 4. It starts off pretty good with the water war with the Mon Cala species fighting with that. And then you get this not that great little arc here with R2-D2 and C-3PO. I don't think they really should get their own episodes here. And then you also get some stuff with going to this slave planet and people vanishing from planets. That's pretty cool. And then it sort of picks it up in the back half of the season with getting Obi-Wan Kenobi disguised as a bounty hunter and then going to the box. That is really interesting right there. I really enjoyed that. And then you get Dooku and the hunters trying to kidnap the Chancellor, and then it ends with like Asa Ventress going to a different moon after Count Dooku attacks her. That was really cool to see Ventress sort of grown as a character, and then it ends on like the highest point of the entire show with having Savage Opress find Darth Maul, and Darth Maul is like one of the best parts of the entire Clone Wars, I gotta say. So I really enjoyed season 4, and it does have a few weaker episodes like R2-D2 and C-3PO, but not as much as other seasons. So I really enjoyed this season, and coming in second place here is going to be season 6. I don't understand why people don't talk about season 6. It's a great season. It has smaller amount of episodes, but it starts off with the Kaminoans trying to figure out Five's uncovering what's going on with these clones and the chips and stuff, which is really good. And then you get this not that great little arc here with Padme helping a friend from her past, the Clovis. That was fine, but not that amazing. The Jar Jar Binks and Mace Windu stuff wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be, because they have a little few episodes there that just didn't work as well. And then it ends on an absolute high point with having Yoda going and seeing all this amazingly cool, these I don't even know what they are exactly, but these Force users, just Yoda. I felt like this was the sort of right way to end the regular season of Clone Wars. Like, it ended at season 6, and then they did do a bit more, but we start season 1 with Yoda, and we end season 6 with Yoda, and then we get season 7. So I really like this. This was some of my favorite Clone Wars content, the Yoda stuff, because that was just so cool, the animation and the style that they were going for. So I really enjoyed that. But coming in first place here is going to be season 5. So we have Darth Maul very highly focused on in this season, which he's probably one of my favorite characters from Clone Wars. Him, Ahsoka, and then Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin are actually really good in this show too. But we have Darth Maul and Savage Opress doing their stuff in this season, which is really interesting. And then we also have the Ahsoka episode where she's training a bunch of people on a bunch of rebels on this planet to defeat the droids. That was cool. We get some Hondo in it. And then we do have, like, not as great seasons parts of it. Like, you have the kids. You know what? I'm just considering right here, like, season 6 is really close to beating season 5 right here. If I'm thinking, because season 6 doesn't have as many episodes, but it doesn't have as many bad episodes as in season 5. But season 5, it does have a bulk of very bad, like, episodes. You have these Jedi younglings going to, like, a rite of passage thing, which that goes for 4 episodes, and it's a bit long, but it's better executed than in, like, other seasons. And then you also have this pretty bad arc with these droids, this 4-episode arc with R2-D2 and a bunch of droids, which I didn't like at all. And then it's so frustrating this season and then you have Darth Maul and Savage Opress targeting Obi-Wan. You have Mandalore going on, and then you end with just such a high point with having Savage Opress and Darth Maul fight Darth Sidious, and then also ending with that Ahsoka arc. So season 6 might have beat it if I'm thinking, like, I could switch these around, because season 6 doesn't have as much bad episodes in it. Like, there's 8 bad episodes in season 5, but the thing with season 5 is it has 20 episodes, whereas season 6 only has about 5 bad episodes, but it has 13 episodes in total. So it's sort of weird and tricky to rank these seasons. I would say it's one of the hardest show rankings that I've done because it's so tricky. Because you could go back and watch some season 5 of Clone Wars, and then you watch those 8 episodes that are just horrible, and you'll just be mad at me for that. But I could understand where you could put like any season, except for season 1 and maybe season 3 in first. So leave your comments down below, your ranking of the seasons, and what you think of the show as a whole. As a whole, it's only an 8.5 for me. It can't get to that 9 level or anything because it just has so many bad episodes in it. But it also has some really amazing episodes and then some just fine episodes. So Clone Wars as a whole is pretty frustrating for me. It's not one of my favorite shows of all time, but I did talk about that in another video. So I'll leave the link in the description for that if you want to hear about me talk about more shows. So look out, like, subscribe to Max Reviews, ring the notification bell because I will be ranking the Rebels seasons whenever I watch them. I'm going to be doing episode-to-episode reviews of every single Star Wars show that's coming out 2022. And so if you're into Star Wars or Star Wars shows, hang around for that. Probably sometime in the next few months. I will see you Star Wars fans back in May when we have the Kenobi show. And so before that, I am going to have to watch all 4 seasons of Rebels. I already started it. It's going to be hard. I knew I'd have to do it, but I'm just speeding it up now because I have to watch it before Kenobi show. So, thank you everybody for watching. Like, subscribe to Max Reviews, ring the notification bell. Look out for more Star Wars content coming in May. Braden out.